How many times can we just put together lists and bits and pieces over the last few weeks and try and work out A graders and who's going to win the premiership, who's your Brownlow tip, rising star, top 4, top 8? You've delved into it. I've
gone with the lock because I don't.
I thought you said you didn't do this stuff.
No, I don't do top 8s because I think they're a waste of time. We can all sit there and go, I think this team, that team. No, but has anybody ever got the top 8 right? Ever? No.
Well,
because there's always someone that jumps up that we're just not expecting, and someone falls out that we can't.
But if you do it, there's a difference between a top 8, as in who's going to make the 8, to actually putting in what your top 8's going to be. I don't think it's
so.
Very
I go with my locks, so to speak, Waller, and I think my locks are absolutely brilliant. So I was on with Cornsey and Jared Healy during the week, and they said, "What have you got?" And I said, "Well, I'll give you my locks for this year, playing finals." And I went with Brisbane, Fremantle, Geelong, GWS and Hawthorn. And I would take that to the bank.
Well, of course you would. I want to take a look at the 2024 AFL ladder.
Okay.
And just get a bit of an idea of where those teams finished and how many wins. So let's have a look at your locks. So Brisbane is one of your locks. They had 14 wins. They finished 5th last year. Premiers, of course. Well done.
But they are the Premiers, and they're going to be a much better team. They're going to be a better team, even without the big fella up forward.
Tick.
Yes,
no problem there. Fremantle Dockers was your second lock. One of your locks.
Excellent choice.
Finished 10th last year.
Someone always jumps up.
Let's say shit in the bed in the last 4 rounds. They had 12 wins, half a game outside of the 8 behind Carlton and Collingwood. So they finished 10th. So you've got them
as you said,
as a lock.
Half a game out and basically fell apart in the end because they were young and tired, but they've got a great backline, great midfield, and 2 of the best young key forwards.
The Geelong Footy Club is, of course, because you can't not, because you're on the payroll there as well.
They're playing 10 games at home.
Could you, if you thought they weren't going to make the 8, could you say that you didn't think they were going to make the 8?
I have said it before, yes. And
in public?
Yes.
Okay.
And they went and made it.
So the Cats last year finished 3rd, had 15 wins, a game behind Port and 2 games behind.
2 kicks from playing in another grand final.
Yep. Who else we got? GWS, who finished 4th last year, 15 wins, same wins as the Cats.
Should have won 2 finals, obviously lost those 2 finals. Will be driven by that. That is a lock.
And this one annoys me a little bit because a conversation off air about this club. Hawthorn you've got as a lock.
Well, it doesn't mean I love Hawthorn, but I think they are a very good team.
Did you say that you wouldn't mind seeing them just...
Of course, it'd be funny.
Right, so they finished 7th. Great, and they finished. They were zipping 5 at the start of the year, so they had 14 wins.
And their additions are
only a
very,
game
very
out of the
good.
top 4.
And their additions are good.
Good, but I said 6 months ago that everyone's got this love on for Hawthorn.
I don't have a love on for them.
And forget how much they dominated and how much we loved them, free kick Hawthorn, all that sort of stuff. Not that long ago, but all of a sudden everyone wants them to do well and watch them play. I said next season it'll be how long will it take for everyone to turn to say we don't want to see Hawthorn winning anymore. You and Eddie both came in this morning saying, it'd be great to see Hawthorn slide. I've been saying this for 6 months. Why was everyone loving it?
Hang on. When you pick your top 8 and all of these or your locks, you've got to go with your head, not your heart.
I get that.
My head says they're a very good team. And they're going to be a better team than we were
but
probably
6
last
months
year.
ago, you were loving them. This is my point.
I did like the way they played. It was fun to watch. But now, if they fell out, I wouldn't cry.
All right, I've got a couple that I thought maybe you've missed. The Swans finished on top last year, a game clear.
Yeah, I just don't know what could happen to them. 2 unbelievably horrific losses. You just don't know. Warner's off to West Coast.
Yeah, but he's still playing this year.
Yeah, but you don't know where his head's at. You just don't know how they're going to react. I'm not saying they're not going to play. I think they're going to make 8, but I'm just not going to. But I'm just not going to lock them.
They haven't lost a player.
I'm just not going to lock them in.
They haven't lost a player.
Next, please.
All right. The Blues.
Yeah, again.
They finished 8th. Should they have been better?
Finished 8th.
Should they have been better?
Curno's going to miss the first half of the year. Well, first few games. Anyway.
Yes.
You don't know. You don't know. They're not a lock.
No, I'm not saying they're a lock.
I would be extremely
I'm not saying the Carlton are a lock. I'm saying they were in the 8 and you haven't got them this year. I'd be meant to be in the mix.
Extremely surprised if they don't play finals, but they're not a lock.
All right, so let me ask you this question. You think any of those teams that you've locked, Brisbane, Freo, Geelong, GWS, Hawthorn, can win the flag?
Yes, absolutely. All
right. So can these teams that you don't have a lock for win the flag? The Swans?
No.
Port finished 2nd?
Nope.
Who else didn't you have? The Dogs?
Nope.
Were in the 8 last year. Carlton?
Nope.
Can't win the flag.
No, they can. I take that back. Yeah, they can.
Collingwood?
Yes. I think Collingwood can, but Collingwood have got one of the biggest ifs this year. Their old boys fall off a cliff, and there's plenty of them. they're done. But if their old boys all have a great year, I think they're a massive shot.
I was going to save this to a little bit later, but you're talking about old boys.
Yes.
Cam Guthrie this week. How many years can you go without playing a game until you have to decide
when you've
if
got
it's
a best
enough?
and fairest, you can do that a couple of times now.
Yeah. So the last 2 years he's played 10 games. He's going to miss the start of the season, likely to be in the same sort of scenario he has been the last 2 years. He's in the final year of his deal, so the end of this season. Whose responsibility is it?
Well, one, he's got a contract, so he's there. But I would suspect, unless he finishes the year playing 15 straight games and finals or whatever it is, I suspect this is probably going to be his last year. He spent the last 2 from now going into a third year in the doctor's room.
Yep.
And that's not a great way for him to finish because he has been a star for the footy club.
Just quickly on that before we get to a break, how many games would he have to play this season to deserve a contract for next year?
If he's playing 15 plus and he finishes...
Unlikely.
Yeah, but if he finishes the year without any injuries and he finishes it strong, you give him another year, 100%.